Ahead on KRCG 13, live at Sunrise, a major mid-Missouri construction project is being pushed back. We'll tell you why. It's been a top priority for state lawmakers. An ethics reform bill is signed into law. And a mid-Missouri school district looks at sex crimes for children. Those stories and your full forecast coming up.
Live from across mid-Missouri, this is KRCG 13 live at Sunrise.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Dick Preston. Today is Friday, April 15th. And we head over to Dan Ebner this morning with a look at our weather.
Yeah, it's a good Friday here across mid-Missouri. Temperatures not bad at all. Check them out. Our 6 o'clock numbers now. We're at 52 in Columbia, 48 in the capital city, a pair of 52s at the Lake of the Ozarks, 50 at Versailles. So most of us here in the lower 50s across the area. And we're going to have a nice warm day. However, we're going to see a little bit more cloud cover than we did yesterday. And what you'll notice here is the satellite and radar loop here, a little bit of cloud cover along the I-44 corridor, moving into our eastern counties as well. As we expand the view, what you'll notice is a big shield of clouds off to the south, and that's with a pretty strong center of low pressure well off of our area. However, as we go through the day, we'll start to see those spread our way, maybe an isolated little shower. I do think most of the day is dry, but your official Friday forecast here across mid-Missouri, we're at 69 by lunchtime, 73 for a top temperature. Again, an isolated shower is possible, but I think for the most part we'll dry. We'll talk about your all-important weekend forecast coming up in a few minutes. Dick.
Well, it's good news or bad news, depending on how you look at it. The westbound Missouri River Bridge at Jefferson City will not be closed today as originally scheduled. KRCG 13's Ryan Rumbaugh joins us live to explain why the project is being delayed.
Hey, good morning, Dick. Happy Friday, and it is a very happy Friday for those who have been dreading this closure. The westbound Missouri River Bridge in Jefferson City will not be closing today as originally planned. MoDOT is pushing that closure back 2 weeks. Now, officials made that announcement yesterday at a press conference, and they say that they're going to push it back until the first weekend of May. MoDOT officials say it's because of a problem with the sandblasting. They say they need to find another technique to prepare for that repainting of the bridge, and the current method wouldn't have left a smooth surface for crews to work with.
We have to get the steel prepared to a state where we can put a primer and a paint on it that gives us a good smooth finish. And we're working with the bridge to make sure we get that combination of the sandblasting and the priming and painting process correct.
Now, right now, officials say that the tentative plan is to close that bridge on Friday, April 29th, so all of the westbound traffic will go over to the eastbound side. So for now, enjoy that smoother commute to work. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Ryan Rumbaugh, KRCG 13.
Thank you, Ryan. Ethics has been a top priority in the Missouri legislature this session. On Thursday, Governor Nixon signed the session's first reform bill into law. The measure bars state lawmakers from acting as paid political consultants while in office. The governor says state lawmakers have long used each other as paid consultants. Several more ethics reform bills are also in the pipeline. The governor calls the new law an important first step and says that will prevent a serious conflict of interest.
When a lawmaker, or even worse, a member of the legislative leadership, is working as a paid consultant for another member of the General Assembly or a candidate for public office, that's a clear and unacceptable conflict of interest that compromises the integrity of the entire legislative process.
A second bill to establish a waiting period for ex-lawmakers who want to work as lobbyists is close to making it through the legislature, but a proposed lobbyist gift ban has been stuck in the Senate for 2 months. Authorities have arrested a South Callaway High School student in connection with a Facebook page deemed inappropriate. Deputies took 17-year-old Andrew Buckner into custody on a charge of harassment. The sheriff's office opened an investigation into the page called South Callaway Sexiest. The page contains images of female South Callaway students with offensive and derogatory terms. The Central Missouri Human Trafficking Coalition and Boone County detectives discussed social media dangers and their role in human trafficking with parents in the southern Boone districts Thursday night. Dozens of parents were shown a short documentary about 2 young girls who were victims. And the Boone County Cyber Crimes Task Force gave a presentation about social media and smartphone tools used in sex crimes. Officials say the meetings may be uncomfortable, but they're important.
We think of it as overseas, or we think of it as in big cities, but there's already been incidences of concern right here in Ashland, Missouri, and it's true any town USA. It is a concern for every single parent across the country. It's the fastest growing criminal industry in the world.
Southern Boone administrators say high school and middle school students will soon have a similar seminar. Well, it's a sure sign of spring. Jefferson City is having its annual spring cleanup. Beginning on Monday, customers of Republic Services can leave bulky items at the curb. That's for residents on the west side. East side residents can do the same thing on April 25th that week. Items should be on the curb by 5 a.m. Monday. We have a complete list of acceptable items on our website. Coming up, Dan has our complete forecast and a recap of last night's debate between Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders. We'll be right back. Your time is 6:06.
Your KRCG 13 Weather Authority forecast.
And welcome back. The time across mid-Missouri here on your Friday is 6:08, and temperatures not bad at all. We're back into the 50s for most. 52 in Columbia, 48 in the capital city, the cool spot. Otherwise, 52 at the Lake of the Ozarks, 51 in Rolla. Here is the view from space, and what you're noticing is not a whole lot going on. We do see cloud cover all over southern Missouri. That's going to start to scoot our way as we go through the day today. Here's the bigger view, and what you'll notice is off to our south we have a center of low pressure, and this was plaguing the south here yesterday and continues to do so today. For us, this is strong enough that it's starting to throw clouds our way, and even a little bit of very light shower activity across the boot heel. And as we go through the day today here across mid-Missouri, what you'll notice is the clouds, they'll flow in here steadily through the day and into the afternoon. And what you'll notice is maybe a spot little shower here through the afternoon. Here's the deal. These are very weak, and they're not going to do a whole lot for our weather. So I wouldn't cancel any outdoor plans. I don't think you'll even need the umbrella, but if you see a spot little sprinkle or little light rain shower on your windshield, that's why. Otherwise, we'll call it a mix of clouds and sunshine, and then overnight tonight we're mostly cloudy, and then I think some of these clouds will actually start to roll out of here as we head into your Saturday and Sunday. Here's a look at your forecast this morning. Temperatures back into the 50s. We're seeing mostly sunny skies. This afternoon we'll go for a top temperature near 73 degrees with more clouds and sunshine again. Isolated shower possible, but other than that we should be dry. And then tonight mostly cloudy with a low only near 54, which is about 10 degrees above where we should be this time of year. Here's a look at your extended forecast now, and what you'll notice is the sunshine looks like it returns for your Saturday and Sunday. A nice warm-up. We're at 75 for Saturday, 76 to end the weekend. However, rain chances will return early next week and really last through much of the work week next week as a center of low pressure emerges out of the Rockies and really moves slowly over our area. Scattered showers and thunderstorms here across the area. It's not a washout, but we'll definitely need the umbrellas each and every day next week. Dick?
Thank you, Dan. A new poll issued for this morning from CBS News shows Hillary Clinton leading Bernie Sanders by 6% in the race for the Democratic nomination nationally. As Jamie Yukas shows us, the two presidential candidates made their final pitch to voters in New York in a fiery debate last night as they challenged each other on gun control, the minimum wage, and Wall Street.
One of the most heated exchanges of the night came as Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton sparred over the issue of income inequality.
I am sure a lot of people are very surprised to learn that you supported raising the minimum wage to $15 an hour.
You know, wait a minute. I have stood on the debate stage with Senator Sanders 8 prior times.
Excuse me.
I have said the exact same
Senator,
thing.
please.
Google says the Vermont senator was the most searched and most followed candidate of the night. In one instance, he pounced on Clinton after moderators pressed her to release the transcripts of her paid Wall Street speeches.
If everybody agrees to do it, because there are speeches for money on the other side, I know that.
I am going to release all of the transcripts of the speeches that I gave on Wall Street behind closed doors. There were no speeches.
The stakes are high for Sanders and Clinton here in New York with 247 delegates on the line. Both candidates are vowing to fight all the way to the convention.
I think we're going to win this nomination, to tell you the truth.
A win for Clinton in the state would make it mathematically difficult for Sanders to catch up. Party leaders say now is the time to come together.
I believe Hillary's going to win, and I believe there will be unity.
The next big prize for Democrats is Pennsylvania, where 210 delegates are at stake. Jamie Yukis, CBS News, New York.
The latest CBS News poll also finds that in a potential November matchup among the current presidential candidates, Hillary Clinton beats Donald Trump by 10 points among registered voters. Bernie Sanders wins against all three Republican candidates, beating both Trump and Cruz by double digits and edging out Kasich by 5 points. Coming up, it's a day that's all about babies. When we return, details on this weekend's Baby Bonanza. You're watching KRCG 13 live at sunrise.
Your KRCG 13 Weather Authority forecast.
And welcome back. The time right now is 6:14, and if you're keeping track at home, here's a couple of weather stats from yesterday. 72 was the top temperature, about 6 degrees off the high. The low temperature and the average about 2 degrees apart, and obviously no rain yesterday. And you know, today I don't think we'll see any measurable precip across the area until really probably early next week. Temperatures across mid-Missouri back into the 40s and 50s, the cool spot 48 in the capital city. Otherwise, the rest of us are somewhere between 50 and 53 here across mid-Missouri. Here's your forecast as we go through the day today. We'll see increasing clouds with temperatures eventually rising to, we'll say 73, 74 for most across the area today. Isolated shower possible, otherwise we're mainly dry. Tonight, partly to mostly cloudy and mild for this time of year. We'll see overnight low temperatures in the middle 50s.
Well, this Sunday will be a fun-filled day for both babies and their parents. KRCG 13's Elizabeth Hoffman joins us live in Jefferson City from SSM Health St. Mary's Hospital with more on this year's Baby Bonanza.
Good morning, Dick. Happy Friday. And yes, we have a big event going on here on Sunday. It's the Baby Bonanza. It's a very exciting time for parents and also all the beautiful babies around the area. The event is from 1 to 4 on Sunday. And like I said, lots of events. We have a baby crawling contest, a daddy boot camp, all kinds of fun things. I am joined by Whaley's Pharmacy. Thank you, Stacy, for joining us.
Thanks
and
for having us.
You're going to be part of the Baby Bonanza. Tell us about that.
So Baby Bonanza is an event that's sponsored by St. Mary's and JCMG and Whaley's Pharmacy, Mommy and me. And so we are doing the product and fashion show that will happen at 3 o'clock that afternoon. So I brought just a few things that we're going to be featuring, give moms a sneak peek of what they'll see if they come to the show on Sunday.
Absolutely.
So just 2 items. Our first one's called the Happy Mat. This mat is a 2-in-1 placemat and plate, BPA-free, non-toxic. It also is grippy on the back, so this thing sticks to the table. We don't have to worry about flying food and all of that stuff that happens at mealtime.
And any parent knows that happens nonstop.
Absolutely.
The plate goes and there goes the food all over the floor.
Right.
That is a neat deal.
Hopefully the cuteness of it makes them want to eat their dinner too.
Definitely. And what is this?
So this is called Life Pearls. This is a gift for expectant families. So in this jar there's 936 pearls, and this encourages mom and dad to remember how quickly the journey of parenting goes. So each week they take a pearl and put it into this bamboo box, and by the time they drop the last pearl, that's celebrating baby's 18th birthday. So just a neat remembrance for them to cherish every moment. And with this comes an app as well, so they can get weekly parenting tips and inspirational quotes to get them through some of those tough times of parenting as well. So it'll be a fun afternoon. We really want everybody to come out and have a great time. It's for a great cause. Our proceeds go to St. Raymond's House in Halo. It's just $5 to get in, and lots of fun things that are going to happen they won't want to miss out. So.
Absolutely. And that is a wonderful idea. What a great gift idea. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. We are looking forward to it. I hope everyone comes out and joins us. Again, that's Sunday from 1 to 4. Lots of great events going on. It's all about babies. Bring your babies, bring your smiles and your cameras too. There's going to be a lot of fun things, and I'm told there's some really wonderful prizes as well. So we'll see you all on Sunday from 1 to 4 here at St. Mary's SSM Health. Dick, back to you.
Thank you, Liz. Coming up after the break, how the Cardinals and the Royals fared, and a salute to a local coaching great.
Yeah, and then going down to Springfield. And welcome back. The time right now is Gotta look at my watch here. About 6:21, and temperatures were at 55 here this morning, 69 by lunchtime, 73 for a top temperature. Spot showers are possible this afternoon. That is a look at your morning weather. Rod Smith has a look at Sunrise Sports.
Good morning. The defending World Series champion Kansas City Royals are off to a 7-2 start this season. KC finishing up a 4-game series in Houston, winning 3 of those games. Top of the first last night, Mike Moustakas put Kansas City on top with his 3rd home run of the season. A solo blast over the boards in right. Kansas City picking up 5 more big runs in the 6th. Eric Hosmer, a key 2-run double. Kendrys Morales, Alex Gordon, Salvi Perez also knocked in runs. Great start for Ian Kennedy, the new Royals hurler. 7 innings, struck out 7, gave up only 1 run. Look at this defensive play by Alcides Escobar. A nifty double play, might be the best play of the season so far. Royals win it 6-2. Baseball in St. Louis yesterday. The Cardinals beat up on the Brewers, taking 2 of 3 games in the Redbirds' first home series. Randall Grichuk belting his first home run of the season, a 2-run shot in the 3rd. St. Louis off to a 5-0 lead. Rookie Jeremy Hazelbaker hit one out in the 7th. The big story of this day, though, was Jaime Garcia. The Cardinals lefty went the distance, giving up only 1 hit. He had a no-hitter into the 6th inning. Garcia struck out a career-high 13, ended up with a 1-hit complete game shutout. The Cardinals win it 7-0. They will host the Reds tonight. This is Rockbridge High School Baseball Tournament weekend. Columbia played on 3 different fields, including the Bruins' home turf. Rockbridge opening with wins over Southern Boone and Blair Oaks. Battle and Hickman also won both games. For all of your local scores, go to our sports page at KRCG-TV.com. Retiring football coach Ron Cole honored last night, a part of the Jeff City Jays football program for 32 years as an assistant and head coach. Many former Jay greats gathered at Prison Brews in tribute of Cole, including the legend himself, Pete Adkins, and Justin Smith, who just retired from the NFL. There's Kirk Farmer and others. Ron Cole, one of the best defensive coaches anywhere, a big part of Jeff City football success. Mizzou baseball hosting LSU beginning tonight, and the Mizzou football black and gold game is tomorrow. That's it for Sunrise Sports. Have a good day and a great weekend.
KRCG 13 Weather Authority forecast.
And welcome back. The time right now is 6:27. Here's a beautiful look over the state capitol in Jefferson City there. Nice little sunrise across mid-Missouri. Clouds will move back in as we go through the day today, but let's talk about the weekend because it's Friday and, you know, we should see mostly sunny skies both days here, Saturday and Sunday. Warm temperatures well above average. The average is 66, so we'll be at 75 here on your Saturday, 76 on your Sunday. Looking like a pretty nice weekend here across mid-Missouri, Dick.
Well, I would say, yeah. Thank you, Dan. Coming up in the next half hour, we have the latest from the campaign trail. We also take a look at some fun events coming up this weekend.
The time right now is 6:28. We'll be back with more news and weather after this.
From across mid-Missouri, this is KRCG 13 live at sunrise.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us today. This is Friday, April 15th. I'm Dick Preston along with Dan Ebner on a beautiful day weather-wise in mid-Missouri.
It's also like not tax day.
Yes, that's true too.
So
It makes it even more beautiful.
That just made that really confusing. Yeah, but you know what? It's a nice day. Like you said, temperatures out there across the area, check them out. We are back into the 50s here for most. The cool spot, Jefferson City and Versailles at 48. Otherwise, 52 in Columbia, 52, a pair of 52s at Lake of the Ozarks in Camdenton, and 52 a lot of other places as well. Here is your view from space, and if you step outside this morning to, well, do whatever you're going to do outside, you'll probably not see a whole lot of cloud cover unless you live along the I-44 corridor. Otherwise, we are mostly sunny this morning. However, if we take a look off to the south and to the east, low pressure is going to spin up some clouds and maybe a spot, little isolated shower today. I do think we'll see more clouds and sunshine this afternoon. Here's your official Friday forecast across mid-Missouri. 69 by lunchtime, 73 for a top temperature. We have a pretty nice weekend on tap as well. We'll chat all about it coming up in a few minutes. Dick.
Well, it's good news or bad news, depending on how you look at it. The westbound Missouri River Bridge in Jefferson City will not be closed today as originally scheduled. KRCG 13's Ryan Rumbaugh joins us live to explain why that project's being delayed. Ryan?
Hey, good morning, Dick. Happy Friday. And for those who have been a little worried about the Missouri River Bridge closure in Jefferson City, it is a Good Friday, but for MoDOT, probably not so much. They're pushing the westbound bridge closure back 2 weeks because of some issues with preparing for that repainting. Now, they announced it yesterday at a press conference, and they said that the closure of that westbound bridge is going to happen in about 2 weeks towards the beginning of May. They say it's because of a problem with the sandblasting. They need to find another technique to prepare for that repainting of the bridge. That current method that they were using wouldn't have left a smooth enough surface for crews to work with.
We have to get the steel prepared to a state where we can put a primer and a paint on it that gives us a good smooth finish. And we're working with the bridge to make sure we get that combination of the sandblasting and the priming and painting process correct.
Officials say the plan for now is to close that westbound bridge on Friday, April 29th. All of the westbound traffic will go over to the eastbound side of the bridge, and it'll be repaved for 4 lanes of traffic, 2 in each direction. So if you're leaving for work this morning, don't worry, you're not going to hit that extra traffic. Reporting live in Jefferson City, Ryan Rumbaugh, KRCG 13 News.
Thanks, Ryan. The Missouri House approved and sent to the Senate legislation to ban the donation of fetal tissue for research. KRCG 13's Kermit Miller reports at the same time, the Senate signed off on a resolution to compel abortion service providers to open their records.
The House legislation banning tissue donation was triggered by the release last year of undercover videos from anti-abortion activists, which purported to show Planned Parenthood officials discussing the sale of fetal tissue.
Don't lowball it. Tell me what you really... The fact is that fetal tissue research on aborted babies, the necessity of that has been debunked.
Franklin's legislation would create a tracking system for fetal remains. And while the sale of such tissue is already illegal, her critics say women must have the freedom to donate it.
Fetal tissue research has been critical to the production of vaccines for rubella, chickenpox, rabies, and hepatitis A.
Children should not be science experiments, Mr. Speaker.
Is somebody profiting from this? Is tissue being sold in violation of state and federal law?
Kurt Schaefer has been after Planned Parenthood records and those of a St. Louis pathology lab for months. The agencies have resisted, citing concerns over the illegal release of personal patient information. Schaefer's critics say his efforts have less to do with exposing illegal activity and more to do with getting elected to higher office.
The witch hunt is on.
The Senate passed a resolution ordering the health executives to appear before them April 29th or face possible contempt charges. The Osage County Commission met on Thursday morning. That was the intention of asking Sheriff Michael Dixon to resign. But as expected, Dixon was a no-show. The sheriff was charged in Boone County last week with unlawful use of a weapon while intoxicated. Dixon is already on probation for a misdemeanor harassment charge. A probation violation hearing in St. Louis County had been set for Thursday, but was postponed now until May 27th. Presiding Osage County Commissioner Dave Dudenhofer says the commission wants Dixon to quit.
Most of the reason why I'm gone is the embarrassment he's bringing to the county. And then in all that trouble and for the position he holds, that he ought to just up and resign and be done with it.
Dudenhofer says commissioners have not talked to Dixon since the Boone County incident. They say that they expect Dixon to be at their next meeting, which takes place next Tuesday. University of Missouri curators are meeting this morning in Rolla. KRCG 13's Mark Slavitt reports they'll be discussing next year's budget as well as a search for a new university president.
University curators are one step closer to choosing a successor to former university president Tim Wolf. Wolf resigned in November after several racial protests on the Mizzou campus. Members of the university's presidential search committee approved a qualification statement. The statement details what kind of person should lead all 4 university campuses. Committee members used information from a series of statewide public forums and online public suggestions to finalize their qualification goals for the next university president.
Well, I think the end of the year is a timeline that the committee has been looking toward. Obviously, what's most important is getting the best person. The university has much to offer a candidate. As a land-grant institution and nearly 78,000 students.
Normally, the curators vote on tuition and fees during their February meeting. The curators continue to delay that vote until they have a clear picture of their state funding for next year.
The board has it under their discretion to come together for a special meeting any time to do something like a vote on tuition and fees, which, again, if you take a look at the session ending May 13th, they can do that at any time between now and then if need be.
The curators unanimously approved changes to retirement benefits for university employees. The new policy eliminates benefits for university employees with 5 years of service or less, beginning on January 1st, 2018. Long-term service employees will keep their retirement benefits. The curators continue their meeting here in Rolla on Friday morning when they will hear a report from interim university president Michael Middleton. On the University of Missouri Rolla campus, Mark Slavitt, KRCG 13.
State lawmakers have not resolved how deep to cut university funds. Some still want to use the budget to send a message of dissatisfaction about poor leadership. It's a sure sign of spring. Jefferson City's having its annual spring cleanup. Beginning on Monday, customers of Republic Services can leave bulky items at the curb. That's for residents on the west side of the city. East side residents can do the same the week of April 25th. Items should be left on the curb by 5 a.m. Monday. We have a complete list of acceptable items on our website. Coming up, Dan has our complete forecast and GOP presidential hopefuls, court donors in New York. We have the latest from the Republican race for the White House coming up.
Your KRCG 13 Weather Authority forecast.
And welcome back. The time right now is about 6:40 here across mid-Missouri. And here's a look at temperatures. And what you'll notice is most of us are back into the 50s. The cool spot right now is 48 in Jefferson City, but 53 in Rolla, 52 in Columbia, same 52 at the Lake of the Ozarks. Here's the view from space. And what you'll notice here across the area is cloud cover starting to roll in from the south and from the east, which is not really typical for our weather. We're used to seeing stuff move in from the west or from the north, but not usually from the east, but that's what's happening. And the reason for that is a center of low pressure that's well away from our area, but it's strong enough that it's sending clouds and eventually maybe a couple of spot little showers our way as we go through your Friday here in mid-Missouri. You can see a couple of those showers here across southeastern Missouri near the Boot Heel, and that's all going to flow our way as we head through your Friday across mid-Missouri. Here's your hour-by-hour forecast, and the clouds will roll on in. We'll call it a mix of clouds and sunshine here across mid-Missouri today. And then you'll notice this afternoon and early evening, a couple of spot little showers. I think for the most part we're dry, but if you see a couple of little sprinkles on your windshield, I wouldn't be too surprised here across the area. And then tonight, mostly cloudy, and then tomorrow we'll try to clear out some of that cloud cover as we head into your Saturday and Sunday. Here's your forecast this morning. We'll be in the lower 50s with a fair amount of sunshine. It's a very pleasant start to your day. This afternoon, more clouds and sunshine, an isolated shower possible. Otherwise, let's go for a high near 73, and then overnight tonight, 54 degrees under a mostly cloudy sky. Here's a look at your extended forecast now, and mostly sunny into your Saturday and Sunday. A nice warm-up, 75 on Saturday, 76 on Sunday. Rain chances will quickly return to mid-Missouri as we head into next week. That comes as a center of low pressure emerges from the Rockies over into the Midwest, and that's going to bring scattered storms in here, especially late Monday through Thursday. It's not a total washout, but we'll definitely have to keep the umbrellas handy as we head into next week. Dick?
Well, the Republican presidential race in New York is far less dramatic and contentious than the Democratic race. Donald Trump maintains a 30-point lead over his rivals there days before that state's primary. But as Don Champion reports, Trump's GOP opponents are still courting New York voters.
In the city he calls home, last night Donald Trump praised New York's response to 9/11 at a state GOP gala.
As a city, we showed the world the very, very best in terms of bravery and heart and soul that we have in America. And these are the values that we need to make America great again.
The remarks a thinly veiled swipe at rival Ted Cruz, who questioned so-called New York values on the campaign trail. Outside the event, hundreds of people protested Trump's immigration stance. Earlier in the day, Cruz campaigned in Buffalo, where he maintained the GOP is rallying behind him.
If Donald Trump is the nominee, Hillary Clinton wins. Hillary beats Donald Trump by double digits. If I'm the nominee, we beat Hillary.
Thursday, John Kasich picked up the endorsement of former New York Governor George Pataki. Kasich told the New York GOP there's a lot at stake in this election.
We're just not going to lose the White House. There's a very good chance your Senate Majority Leader will be the Senate Minority Leader.
The latest CBS News poll shows Kasich is the only Republican who can beat Hillary Clinton in November. Don Champion, CBS News, New York.
With the likeliness of a contested convention growing, the latest CBS News poll shows 63% of Trump supporters want him to run as a third-party candidate if he loses the nomination. Voters in New York will head to the polls on Tuesday. Well, it's Friday, and we're just hours away from the end of the work week. Coming up, a look at some fun events for the whole family.
Your KRCG 13 Weather Authority forecast.
And welcome back. The time right now is 6:47 here across mid-Missouri, and a couple of weather stats from yesterday. The high officially was 72, which was about 6 degrees off the average. Today, I think will be around the same mark. The low temperature yesterday morning, about 2 degrees off the average at 46. No rain, but there is rain in the forecast as we head into next week. Here are your temperatures as you're getting up and out the door this morning. We're at 48 in the capital city, 50s for pretty much the rest of us here across central Missouri. Your bus stop forecast shapes up like this. We're in the 50s as we send the kids off to school, 70 by lunchtime, 73 with a spot isolated shower here this afternoon. Dick.
Thank you, Dan. The weekend is nearly here, and KRCG 13's Elizabeth Hoffman has a preview of some of the fun events coming up for the whole family.
Join me and lots of beautiful babies at the 2016 Baby Bonanza this weekend. It's the day that's all about babies at SSM Health St. Mary's Hospital Sunday from 1 to 4. They'll have a baby crawling contest, daddy boot camp, and a fashion show. There will also be educational sessions, exhibits, and door prizes. Celebrate the spring season this weekend in Camdenton at the 66th Annual Dogwood Festival. Camdenton Middle School will have a fish fry, live music, and carnival rides tonight. Saturday, the carnival runs all day from 10 to 10. The United Methodist Church will hold a pancake breakfast Saturday morning. That's from 7 to 9:30, followed by the annual Dogwood Festival Spring Parade at 10 o'clock. Don't forget, this weekend is the Paint the People 5K to benefit the United Way of Missouri. The race is Saturday at Binder Park at 10 o'clock in the morning. Adult admission is $15, $10 for kids ages 6 to 10, and all kids 5 and under are free with an adult. Pre-registration is going on now, and you can also register at 9 o'clock on Saturday. For more information on all of these events, you can go to our website. That's krcgtv.com. And as always, if you know of a family-friendly event you'd like to share, let us know through social media. Make it a great weekend with your family.
And here's a look at what's ahead on CBS.
Ahead here on CBS this morning, we'll talk with John Dickerson about last night's fiery Democratic debate. And only on CBS this morning, we go behind the scenes of IMAX's newest project, revolutionizing the world of fitness. The news is back in the morning, so we'll see you right at 7.
KRCG 13 live at sunrise.
In case of emergencies, you always want to have a backup in place. When it comes to health care, many patients want an advance directive ready to go, something that tells your doctor and your family what you want for medical decisions in case you're unable to tell them yourself. Mark Cobell shows us one cancer patient who's sharing her story about why she's preparing for the future.
I was 37 at the time, had never had a mammogram.
Elaine Walters' case was 2 months away from marrying the love of her life when she got the call.
The pathologist called me and said, do you know what invasive ductal carcinoma is?
Breast cancer. But what's made it even worse is the cancer has spread, requiring chemotherapy and surgery over the past 10 years.
With metastatic disease, or actually any type of terminal illness, I just feel like there are going to be times where treatment decisions are difficult.
And if something ever happened, Elaine didn't want her family to be put in a tough situation.
I thought it'd be a good idea just to kind of get my own wishes down on paper.
So she decided to fill out an advance directive, a living will outlining her plan for medical care.
The advance directives are really in case you aren't able to speak for yourself.
Dr. Sandra Baez at Huntsman Cancer Institute says it helps family members know what you want in case something does happen.
Some people say, you know, if I'm climbing and I have an accident and I am in a coma, I would want to be on a ventilator for 4 weeks.
Even if you're young and healthy, you can't predict the future.
It's really important whether you have a terminal illness or not.
Mark Cabell reporting.
Filling out an advance directive is a good time, they say, to sit down with family members and to decide on a health care plan in case of an emergency. Your local health care provider can show you how to fill out an advance directive. And for more information, you can visit huntsmancancer.org. And we go back to Dan on a beautiful Friday to see what we can expect today and on the weekend.
Yeah, let's take a look at the forecast here for today. You'll notice we're in the 50s, some of us in the 40s, but we'll be in the 50s this morning. We'll go to 70 by lunchtime and a top temperature of 73 under a mostly cloudy sky here in the afternoon. Sunshine's abundant this morning, but clouds are rolling in. And if you're wondering about your 7-day forecast, well, it's not looking too bad. We'll see temperatures here this weekend back into the 70s, well into the 70s here this weekend. And there's your 7-day forecast. Notice rain, though, moves back in as we head into next week. So I think we should all just focus on the weekend because overall, looks like the weather is going to be pretty nice, Dick.
Very good indeed. And that's a look at your news and weather. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day and a great weekend.